Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. It's episode 3 of the BBAF Podcast. Again, we're going to dive straight into juicy topics. Before that, we're going to do some housekeeping. So, for housekeeping, we're going to be discussing our progress with our socials and our progress of our editing. And then also the situation right now. So as you can see, for the past 2 episodes, it was 3 people. Now we're down to 2. But no worries. We'll make do, All right. So we got Ronald here.
Hello. Hope everyone's doing well. Made it to December, last month of 2022. Feeling good. Starting to plan for 2023. 2023 is going to be a big year.
A very big year. Y'all aren't ready for 2023. That's all I have to say. Okay. So yeah, for socials, we got our YouTube channel back up and running, and we got access back to our Twitter account. Not really sure how Twitter will tie into all of this, but we'll see how we can integrate that. But YouTube, we definitely need to have YouTube so we can host our videos. So that's there. And then this week we're gonna be creating our TikTok account so we can get the shorts in. We gotta do some algos here. We gotta play the algos. The algorithm gods, we cannot mess with them. So I think it would be a fool's errand to not use TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Insta Reels to boost our viewership. So we're gonna try that. We don't really have experience with that, but we're young and our brains are like sponges. So we're gonna learn.
And eventually we'll be posting it to vegetas.com as well, but that's
exclusive
under construction. So
yeah.
Yes.
You want to talk about Vegetas? Go ahead and start it off. Talk about Vegetas really quick.
Oh yeah, sure. Just a little plug. I'm making a social media. It's kind of, think of it as social media for niche groups, right? So think vegans, think like gluten-free, think people that are like health nuts, halal, kosher, things of that nature. And kind of the big innovation is that things are automatically tagged to what group they belong to. And also I'm using Elasticsearch for reverse indexing.
Ooh,
It
okay.
essentially allows you to look up things very easily and find relevant information very easily. Whereas Twitter, you look something up and you're going to get something from May 2020, literally just irrelevant data. It's very hard to find stuff that matters. And then also there's going to be recipe highlighting. So you'll have a creator post a recipe for vegan shepherd's pie, which is what I happened to make for Thanksgiving this past couple weeks, I guess. And all of the ingredients, if they're within our database, they'll show up and they'll be hyperlinked to affiliate marketing. So you could go to Amazon or anywhere and fulfill that order. And eventually I want to bring that online retailing experience onto Vegetas itself, but for now it'll just be affiliate marketing if it's contained, if the keyword is contained within our database. And you can see how this kind of factors into the supply chain as well, because if you're on a kosher diet, you'll be able to see is everything in this recipe kosher? If so, can I make sure that these producers of the various individual parts are doing it in a kosher way? Things of that nature. And all this information is crowdsourced, right? So it's kind of it's not me saying, okay, this is kosher, this is halal. It's other people that follow kosher, halal, vegan diets. So it's an interesting little project. And it's also kind of a hedge for if Twitter fails, which I sincerely think that it will. Vegetas will be around forever. So
can't wait to use Vegetas.
Thank you.
Can't wait to use Vegetas. But based on what you just said, is it catered towards a certain audience right now?
It is kind of catered towards these niche groups, but in the future I think it'll be open to everyone. But that's kind of my competitive advantage against Instagram, Reddit, Twitter, the things that exist now. I just want to have Vegetas become the single source of truth on the internet for these niche groups. And then once that happens, then other people will be oh, this is actually pretty cool. It has new features that aren't on any other social media. So it's kind of how it is now. It's kind of a gimmick, I guess you could call it. Not even a gimmick, but it's just a lure to get people on the platform.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's kind of like I actually don't know the history of 4chan, but it's like I feel like there are like certain social media platforms that specifically targeted niche markets, and then they realized that their platform could be used by everyone. So
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, excited for that.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Let's get into the itinerary. You said earlier we discussed we want to talk about the World Cup, the updates, right? Our thoughts on it.
Mhm.
I know you've been keeping up.
Not
I've
even
been-
really. I haven't watched a single match this week. I've just been looking at the scores.
Dude, my updates are basically reading the chat, our group
Okay.
chat, and just seeing like what happened. Okay, let's talk about the World Cup really quick, and then big updates to the FTX scandal. New breaking news has
Wait,
been.
1 second. We have a special guest entering.
Oh shoot! Now we're back to 3. Let's go. We got Tyler in the house. Tyler, say what's up.
What's up?
Oh,
They
yeah,
joined want that the weekend song to be playing, the one that's like all over TikTok. Just have that in the background in the edit.
What does
Which
it sound like?
song
Can you
is
hum it? Can you hum it?
The one that's like
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's new one.
yeah.
It's new one. It's new one.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Is that about? Oh, let's talk about new albums too. We're gonna talk about that too. So,
Okay.
Tyler, we're just talking about the itinerary. We just gave our introduction.
Wait.
We're talking about
You can call me Sam.
Tyler, aka Sam Billingsley. He's a chiropractor.
Yes, I have a chiropractor.
That's Instagram, but we'll reveal what the backstory to the chiropractor name. We'll reveal that later. But right now we're talking about the itinerary. We're gonna catch you up. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is World Cup. Give our updates. Give our thoughts. Second is new updates to the FTX scandal. We got some new information that arose from crypto Twitter. So
Yeah, Caroline in the store looking mad juicy.
I don't know about that, man. But anyway, third topic is
Getting her bagel at 8 a.m. or coffee. What was
all right,
it?
let's just jump into it. World Cup. You know that song?
Bro, I know that song. It's
Bro.
kind of catchy, low key.
It's kind of catchy, but I think it's so trash. It's annoying.
It's
But
so
it's good.
bad.
It's effective.
It's just a
All right.
brain. But
It
yeah,
is a brain word.
USA got blown out.
Yeah, y'all see that TikTok?
By the Netherlands. I
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were playing.
Bro, they were playing in clogs. They didn't even have their cleats on. They were just wooden shoe tapping their way across the field.
But USA shot the first goal in, right? They got the first goal.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I
Yeah,
was
I was
gonna watch
surprised.
that game, but I woke up late and I was kind of glad I didn't see it. To be
Yeah,
honest.
it sucks to follow a game where the team you're rooting for ends up losing.
Yeah. It happened like several times to me. God damn! Wait, what was that? Can we talk about that? Is that a donut? What was that? Is that a brisket sandwich with mayonnaise,
I want to apologize to the listeners.
SBF sauce?
Yo, what?
So
What was
we-
that too sussy?
so
My bad.
unfortunately, because of me, we had to reschedule the podcast. It was supposed to be earlier, but I was short on time, so I have to eat food right now. So I apologize for that. This is a Shake Shack burger.
Oh shit, that looks so good.
How do you rate it?
No,
From 1 to 10, what do you rate it?
it's hard
Food
because
review.
I feel like I always get the hamburgers because I can't eat the cheese because I'm lactose intolerant. So
Ah, got you.
L genetics.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa. Yo.
So are you saying you're
My bad,
supposed
my
to be able to drink cow milk? Like,
Bro,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So,
imagine being
about
allergic
that.
to nuts, bro.
okay, yeah, I don't understand how people are allergic to nuts, but
Mono
Ronnie,
is-
speak on that. But I don't
Sorry,
understand.
sorry.
Like, do you think
Double
it's normal for human beings to be drinking milk from another animal's teaters?
No.
Exactly. I don't think that makes sense. But
Bro, I
Ronald's
did it
also a
for
vegan,
my
so-
mom until I was like 9, bro.
But that's
you
the same
saying-
species.
Whoa!
Wait, you say 9? No, it's crazy. That is crazy, bro.
Actually, it was more like 8.5.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about that. I think that's too much information, bro.
That's too much, bro.
That's too much.
way
You
too
can't. Like, can a mom be producing milk for that long?
Definitely not.
If she
I don't
has
think so.
if she has additional children, then yeah.
Oh yeah, isn't there like there's like a market for like secondary breast milk or something, right?
There's
Oh, do like moms like sell it like on
yeah.
the like? Oh
I wonder
shoot.
how how much that shit like retails for.
Yeah, I'm curious too because I know people like sell plasma,
Yeah.
and they'd be making decent money. I know we have a friend that used to do it to buy shoes.
C-Toy used to do that. Yeah.
Sito used to. um, we'll hopefully get him as a future guest member.
Oh yeah.
Oh
For sure.
yeah. Wait, he's visiting me in a little bit, so we can like pop
Do a
on the same
joint pod.
camera. Yeah, and we have a nice mic too. My mic has like multiple modes, so we can have it like dual facing or whatever it's called.
Got you.
Bet. Let's do that. Let's get him on the podcast, and we'll reveal his name. What are we talking about? We're talking about like
World Cup.
So let's get back to the topic. We're talking about World Cup. So World Cup, and we're talking about the FTX scandal, and then we're going to talk about, I think, whatever goes on from there. We'll figure it out.
Bro,
We're going to have a tech corner. We're going to have a tech corner.
Wait. What were you about to say? Now, what were you about to say?
I was gonna reference it to the TikTok and say, "Is Senegal a real place?"
No, you're violating, bro. Violation. Yeah, so basically there was this video that Sam shared that was like, it was like the Pledge of Allegiance or something, but they changed the words.
Bro, I fell asleep to that video, so it like fever dreamed its way into my head.
How do you fall asleep to that? Shit's so loud.
That's crazy. But yeah, it mentioned that like since the USA is out, like England needs to get out because England's are like #1 op since 1776 approximately, and Senegal is playing England, and the joke was that like, you know, Senegal isn't an established player in the soccer realm. So yeah, but in addition to USA getting booted, so did South Korea, so did Japan. I feel like a lot of people were like
South Korea too.
Yeah, South Korea got wiped.
They
like it was like 4-0
destroyed. Yeah, it was 4-1, I think.
Japan and South Korea wiped.
Yeah,
wiped.
Japan. I feel like Japan played so much better than Croatia. They just got kind of unlucky because they went to extra time and it went to penalties. And I think Japan isn't great at penalties, and Croatia is really good at penalties because I think they had penalties like a couple times last World Cup. So
why is penalties like a different like dynamic than like actually playing the game?
I think it's more nerves, more individual play for sure.
And you think the Japanese players don't have it in them?
I wouldn't say they don't. But if you look at like how Japan actually even just like plays, they're like probably one of the most team focused teams out there. Like I think that was the whole conversation coming into this, where like European coaches were like not even surprised. I think it was I forgot who, but there was like a European coach. I think it was like
they're not relying on star players basically.
Yeah. So I mean,
wasn't it Ronaldo Cristiano, the European coach?
Who?
Yo, what are you talking about?
Was it Jose Mourinho or someone else? I don't know.
No, yeah, Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, I am Jose Mourinho. No, but he was like, yeah, I'm honestly not even surprised that they smoked Germany because, I mean, I've seen Japanese players and like, it's just a mentality, like culture thing. Like they're much more supportive of the team than focus on like individual play. And yeah, that really shines through.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. So as a non-soccer fan, I have observed like other teams, like I think Portugal, they have like very diverse teams. Like I think people from different countries, basically. Is that true?
No, they're all from Portugal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say like maybe Japan is like doing really well because they're homogenous, because they're all like fellow yellows like me. So they're able to communicate and like have chemistry. But I guess that's not the case.
I guess, well, okay, if you look at like the Swiss team, there's a couple players of Albanian descent, and we can actually talk about that too because they were facing some like racism for a while.
Okay, Ronald's giving me some face gestures. What are your thoughts?
I'm just thinking like the last World Cup, France won, and like half the team was from Africa. So I just don't think that theory.
Whoa. Well, I don't know if they're not from Africa.
They're of African descent. Let me clarify.
Oh,
but they all speak the same language, basically. Though.
Yeah, a lot of them were from like Angola and like Chad and like they have that heritage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when countries pick out players for their World Cup, do they like select it from different clubs from all around the world, basically, that are like French descent? So maybe the edge is that true? Yes or no?
Anyone that's a French national, I think they don't have to
Okay.
be of French descent.
Yeah.
And then so
They have
for
a French
Japanese
passport.
players, okay, thank you. So for Japanese players, do these star players tend to like branch out to other clubs around the world, or do they stick to Japan?
Yeah, so almost all of them were in Europe. Like I think 17 of them were in Europe or something. Like something crazy. Like literally almost all of them were in Europe.
Hmm.
And so I thought it was like the reason I was so supportive of them was like I thought it was a really cool concept that like
Asians?
they grow up what?
What?
I don't know.
No,
I'm trying to say like usually you don't see Asians as like the poster child of sports, basically.
yeah,
right?
that too. I think it's
Who said that?
Bro, let's be honest here. That's true.
Yeah, I'm being honest.
I think it is definitely like a culture shock for some people. But I think more than that, like I think it's interesting how you have like all these Asian players that grow up in Japan and then they like, they learn playing soccer growing up, right? And then they move to Europe and like take their professional career takes off and they acquire skills from a more established like professional scene and they bring it back home and beat European soccer clubs. I think that's like a really cool story. So I was kind of rooting for that. It was a shame that they got knocked out.
Wait,
Also,
I'm gonna address Ronald's point. Dude,
That's
when I played basketball growing up, everyone would just call me Jeremy Lin. They always call me Jalen. All right, so let's be
That's a
honest.
compliment,
There's
Isn't it? They're saying you play like him, and he was really good.
I mean, like because he's the only Asian player. That's
was
the
he
point,
really
though.
good? I thought he was like D-League.
Bro?
No, he was NBA.
Well, no, he like dropped down in the D-League though, right?
Oh, he dropped
Or,
down to
yeah,
D-League?
he did drop out because
Dang.
but he did win a championship, even though he was on bench. But that is still a win.
That's still a
for
dub.
Asians.
That's
Yeah,
still a
still a
dub.
dub. But my point was basically, I feel like Asians. I think now it's definitely changed. I agree with you, Ronald. It definitely has changed. But in the past, like I think when I was like 5, 6, I think Asians were like depicted as like scrawny and not in sports, basically. So
I see.
this is why I was rooting for Japan and South Korea because they usually don't go far in this World Cup, right? Is that true?
I think that's
Yeah,
accurate.
I think they've never made it past the quarterfinals, Japan,
Wow.
or maybe just not a really long time. But I remember watching their women's soccer. I think it was like a final. So I don't remember the tournament. I think it was like the biggest tournament in women's soccer, and it was Japan versus the U.S. And this was a while ago, and then we were watching it on TV, and then the U.S. like just barely beat Japan. I think it was in penalties as well, and Japan was like second place. So
It's the penalties, man.
oh no, sorry, wait, Japan beat the U.S. in that game.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember my aunt was crying
Why is she crying?
because she was like so invested.
No, I saw a TikTok of like a Korean boy like crying his balls out.
Oh, dude,
Yo.
In Korea.
I think okay.
Yo, what?
I feel like Korean fans are so different from Japanese fans. Like, I think Koreans are very like prideful.
Japanese people are
Wait,
prideful.
why would
just as
they be the
prideful.
same? Whoa, why would they be the same? What are you trying to say here?
No. I'm just saying like it's very different. I wasn't implying that it would be the same.
Oh, okay. Continue.
No, but I think
Um,
Japanese people are just as prideful. I think
Well,
like all these Asian countries are very prideful.
I think they're a lot more humble, Japanese
Oh.
fans, and like, yeah, I don't know. I think Japanese like even like in the language and in the culture, like
Mhm.
I think humbleness and humility is very like prevalent in Japanese culture. But
And
I
where
say
does
screw that. I say
where does-
toss the humbleness. Japan needs to like get aggressive. Stop being so nice.
dude, I don't know. I love how they just cleaned the stadium like
Yeah,
after the
oh,
games, whether they
Oh,
win or
that's
lose.
very based. Extremely based.
No, I say for Japan, leave it a mess. Leave it a mess. They gotta change up their culture. I think.
Nah, what?
No, listen. Hear me out.
Okay.
This ties back to what I said, how Asians are like depicted as like, dosa, I think I know it's good, it looks good. Yeah, clean up. But it strengthens the stereotype that Asians. This is a hot take. This is a hot take. This is a hot
And on
take.
some
I
Kanye
admit.
West shit
I
right
admit.
now.
I admit. No, I don't 100% agree with what I'm saying, but don't you see that as a valid point? Like, if Japan's like toss that imagery out and just like leave it a mess, like other fans do,
Uh-huh.
and then play more aggressively, like have star players on their team and start acting more independent from a team effort, I feel like that will definitely change the image for Asians. But I'm
Well-
like, I think I'm like extrapolating way too much, I think.
I mean, I think a lot of people were shocked today because they played really aggressive versus Croatia, at least in the first half. Like,
Okay, never mind.
yeah, no one really saw that before, where they were like really passive before. I will say, like, a lot of times they don't take shots that they should take because I don't know if it's like a lack of confidence or like individual starism or whatever, but like they tend to like pass around the ball a lot and kind of give up good shots,
Mm.
Facts.
which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just like a different style of play, but I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a good segue to another topic or another question I want to ask y'all is, we have sports and there's no me in team, right? Is that what they say?
There's no I in team.
There's
Yes.
no I in team. So basically that what that means is, when you're in a team sport, you have to play as a team. But when you go to the NBA, when you go to the NFL, you definitely have star players, right? So do you think that in a team sport that you can be just as effective as a team with a star player, but your team only has like, you work just as hard as a team, basically team focus versus star player. Like, do you need a star player to be in the next level? What are your thoughts?
I think so. Because like what the team does when there's a star player on the team is they set up for the star player to like just dominate, right? So like let's take Ronaldo, for example, right? Their teamwork is important too, because Ronaldo can't just dribble through 11 defenders. Like maybe he can, but like not very
Messi
successfully.
can.
Not very successfully very often. Like he needs his team to be able to set up passes, set up crosses like that, allow him to take the shots that he's known for, right? Same thing with Steph Curry, right? He needs his team to scramble, hustle, get rebounds for him to get it, because Steph Curry isn't going to get all the rebounds. He's short, right? Like he can't do everything. So the team is needed to set up for the star to excel. But compared to a team that doesn't have a star, then they're just setting it up for like some normal Larry to take a shot, right? His percentages, like even if he has the same shot, like if the team works as efficiently and sets up the same shot, Steph Curry is going to make it more times than regular Larry, right? So I think having that star I think you just have to have both. You need the star that has like the higher percentages, makes those low percentage shots a lot more often. Is very clutch and like playoffs, things of that nature. But that team needs to be there to support the player as well.
Mm. What are your thoughts?
I saw a tweet that was like, since when do women commentate soccer? And then he was like, that made this game so much more annoying to watch.
Who said that? Who said that?
It was I think Muro Crypto.
Oh, he's very
But he was off a bean lately though. Like he said some out of pocket shit.
But wait, Tyler or Sam, give us some context who Miro Crypto is. I feel like our audience will know.
So he's just this like I guess trader that's been like pretty successful historically. Or at least like he posted successful trades and he seems to be like pretty successful. And so he's generated like a pretty large following, maybe like 100K followers, just off of people like wanting to follow his trades, follow his trading advice.
Yep.
And so I think what comes with a big audience is like you start to have this like influence, not necessarily like you're an influencer, but people listen to you and you have like at least a platform, right?
All right.
And so I don't know where this came from, but he started tweeting random shit. He was like, I think I screenshotted it, but he was like, I don't care if you're gay. Hell, I can even be friends with a gay. And you know how if someone calls gay people like a gay or like the gays, that kind of just like, yeah, it like shows how they feel about gay people. But he's like, I can even be friends with a gay, but don't teach it to my kids like that's the thing to be.
He ended up deleting that tweet though.
Yeah, it's like off of a friend's advice. It's like, that he didn't even realize how dumb that was. Like, what do you gain from saying that?
He's definitely projecting. Yeah, go ahead.
He's projecting. He's also like He's not a boomer. I think he's technically, is he a boomer or millennial? Or
I think
probably
he's
Gen
just
X?
Turkish.
He's Turkish, living in Germany. I think. I don't know.
I think he lives in. Is he live in Germany?
I think so.
But he has a kid.
Oh,
though,
yeah,
right?
maybe.
So he's
He has a
probably
kid.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like different way of growing up, different views. I don't know what the guy who said the thing about women commentators. That's pretty.
That was
wild.
him. That was him too.
Oh, that was him
Oh.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's off. He's off.
Kind of funny, to be honest.
What
I will say though, like,
what do you mean by it's kind of funny?
I mean, it's just misogyny, you know. Like everyone laughs at Future reading the "Why Women Deserve Less" book, you know.
Oh, I did not laugh at that.
Okay. I will say
Henry
though.
does.
no.
Being-
Whoa. We'll
Wait,
talk about
what?
that. We'll talk
What?
about that. We'll talk about that.
Wait. Being devil's advocate for a second, okay.
Mhm.
This might get me some hate, but I will say, like, the best commentators, not even, I don't know if it's not because they're men, but like they've been commentating for a really long time, and it's hard to replace like top talent like that.
Like commentators, like you think there's skill in commentating?
Yeah, especially like the British ones, dude. Oh my god, I hate watching Fox Sports because they don't have like the British commentators. They only have Jeff Shreves on the sidelines talking about like special reports, getting all the juicy details, but they don't have the actual like, what's his name? There's like one, I think his name is Alan. His first name's Alan, but there's like a really famous commentator that.
Oh, is it
always there.
Cornfinger Bridgenwald?
What?
That's
What'd you say?
I think it's Alan Smith.
What did Ronald
Alan
say?
Smith. Yeah. I thought it was Cornfinger Bridgenwald.
Cornfing?
Cornfinger Bridgenwald. He's a
What the-
he's a famous British newscaster. He does soccer. He does basketball as well. Look him up.
Billingsley?
Yeah, that's his middle name.
Wait,
Wait, I have
Cornfinger
a question. I have a
Bridgenwald.
question. I have a question.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
That's a question.
No, you're good. You're good.
Answer's
So,
42.
Is this commentator? Are you talking about specifically like in-game commentators or like Stephen A. Smith giving hot takes about sports or
In-game.
in-game?
Because no one cares about that kind of stuff, I think. I mean, maybe
Oh.
they do, but like,
Huh?
You gotta have people giving out hot takes. Like
We need the post analysis. Yeah, for sure.
I
I
feel
hot
like-
takes.
Or pregame.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like in soccer, it's a lot less important. Like people tend to tune out outside of the game because you already have to have like such a long attention span to care
It's-
about like
yeah.
the game.
Sports betting's so big. I just have to throw that out there. Like sports betting is very big.
Oh yeah.
True it is. Yeah. I met a guy actually in New York last Thanksgiving. My brother was in New York as well. And we went to this rooftop bar with a couple of my roommates. And he was from Britain. He worked at like a hedge fund or something like that. Like, I don't know. He seemed interesting. So I started talking to him and like ended up smoking a cigarette. That's not what
Yeah,
he called
that's legal. That's legal. That's legal.
That's not what he called it, but I'll leave that part out.
Do they,
He
do they
calls
call-
it a bleezy.
Oh no! In England, they call a cigarette something else. We can't say it.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It's
But
a
yes,
bundle.
you did-
It's a
you did
bundle of
say that, and
sticks.
it took me aback because I didn't know what it meant at the time.
It's a
But
bundle of
anyways-
sticks.
But anyways, he was like, "Oh yeah, we work at this hedge fund, and like we're taking a big position in online gambling." So he's like, Caesars, like Caesars is like the casino, but they also have like a sports betting like app and stuff like that. And then there's like different like sports betting books. And I've been checking on them, and it seems like I don't know. It seems like an interesting investment, but I never really got into it. But this guy swore by it. He was like, "Oh, sports betting is going to be huge. You know, it's going to take the place of crypto." Which I don't know. Who knows? It may happen, but
I think it already is massive.
No, it's massive.
not
it
in
already-
the US.
definitely is massive.
It's a
But he
billion
said
dollar
it's
market
going
for
to
sure.
get a lot bigger as well.
Yeah,
Like he was
it's-
taking a sizable position.
It's illegal in the US, so there's like some. I mean, it's kind of
There's some like
I think there's some states where it's legal.
There's
Yeah.
there's you have to use like official state recognized platforms. You can't use like
Right.
independent platforms.
Right.
I know Reality Kings is one.
DraftKings.
Oh, DraftKings. It's called DraftKings.
Wait,
Others-
Reality Kings is a porn site.
Yo,
Really?
No way. Yeah.
no way.
How do you know that?
Bro, I be
How do you know
fucking
that?
I be flattening.
We're not
your
adding this.
dick.
We're not adding this.
No, keep this in.
No, we're not adding
We're
it.
exposing both of you. No way.
Dude, hey, good taste though. They have good video.
I'm leaving, dude. I gotta leave.
All right, keep it going. But anyways, that's the end of that story. Sports betting is interesting. I feel like that sports betting has attracted the most degenerate group of gamblers, though, because it's like, I guess there's a math behind it and there's science behind it. Like I've seen movies like Moneyball, where you can like develop like advanced statistical models and kind of predict like, oh, there's going to be this many runs, and if we get this many runs, then we have this possibility of beating this team and things like that.
Turn off his camera.
He's a goon, but yeah, I think I don't know, sports betting. The thing is, I'm just not like, I recognize now more than ever that gambling is, negative EV. Like it's a lose-lose situation. You can only ever win if you're the house, if you're running the casino.
I used to gamble CS:GO skins, and that shit was addicting, bro.
It's addicting, yeah. And that's what's terrible about it. Like, you're addicted to something where you're statistically gonna lose if you play long enough. Like, you can get lucky like very early on, but if you play like 100 rounds of something, you're gonna end up losing.
Yeah.
I can't say anything serious. I can't. I don't know how to walk away from that, but
Man, it's a shame, bro. Just own up to beating your.
no.
Blow that out. Beep that out.
We're gonna bleep that. We're gonna bleep that out. Are we keeping that in the segment?
Bro, yes, we have
Keep
to.
it in, but bleep it. Bleep everything.
It cuts.
Okay,
Just-
but
When out of pocket shit happens, just let it pass. But like, you can acknowledge that you're gonna bleep it out later. But you don't have to like fixate on it too hard.
all right.
Okay, I think now we can start talking about FTX, because we talked about sports betting. So unless you had another, okay.
Yeah, breaking
so I guess
news.
just
I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
The breaking news: Caroline. What's your name? What's your last name? Ellis.
Ellison.
Caroline
Caroline
Ellison
Ellison.
was spotted in a coffee shop with. Damn.
Yo. No.
What did I say? Did I lie?
Yes, you did.
What are you
You
talking
literally
about?
did.
What are you
Well, anyway,
talking
I'll say this. I'll say the story. I'll say it. So, Caroline Ellison was spotted in Soho. And for context, Caroline Ellison was the co-founder of Alameda, which is like a hedge fund that, had the funds, somehow had access to the FTX funds when they shouldn't have, basically, right? And they basically lost money. So when people are questioning where the FTX money went, it got sent to Alameda, and Alameda blew it up. Right. So
Allegedly, but people also think that it could have just been siphoned into sidewalls, and like they're fully on just scamming and like have the millions on the side.
God damn. But yeah, so
That's what I would do.
no, he wouldn't do that. Sam wouldn't do that. But anyway, Caroline was supposed to be based in Hong Kong. So yeah, so it was surprising to see her in Soho in United States jurisdiction. So people
And not
are
in handcuffs.
exactly. People are questioning, is she talking to the feds? Basically leaking chats, telling what actually went down, or do you think the government doesn't care as much? Or do you think she's not even doing anything illegal? What are your thoughts?
I think the government is, first off, SBF bought off the entire Democrat establishment, right? There was an article that came out from the New York Times, and it was like completely a puff piece on SBF. It's kind of portraying him as this guy who made a mistake.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Right, it's kind of absurd. And then this one congresswoman, Maxine Waters, who's like very high up in the Democratic establishment, she was basically praising Sam for being honest and open.
It's funny how it took him forever to talk too. And
Yeah,
he was like spazzing out on Twitter.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
like what
I think
HAPPEND whatever. So
I
stupid,
think
bro.
there were phases, right? So the first phase was him trying to cover his tracks as quickly as possible while he's like baiting everyone. And now he's like, okay, I've done everything I can do to cover tracks. So now I just need to portray myself as an idiot so that I don't get a criminal fraud case. I just get a criminal negligence case, which is a lot more, it's a lot lighter sentence, right? Criminal fraud, for this amount of money, he would literally go to jail for life. Like multiple lifetime sentences, like Bernie Madoff had like 6 consecutive sentences, lifetime sentences or something like that, right?
So either way, he's going to jail. right?
No, not necessarily. I don't think he's going to jail. I think the Democrats are literally just going to spoof his account and like.
But didn't you say Bert like Madoff went to jail still for negligence?
Yeah, but SBF has the Democrat protection. Like,
Yeah, he is the second biggest donor to the Democratic Party.
he was second biggest donor, and his parents are also part of the Democratic establishment. I just think it's very
Donor kebab looking ass.
Huh?
Is it donor kebab?
What do you mean by that?
Donor kebab?
What is a donor kebab?
You're on the food?
I actually don't get that.
Donor kebab? It's like DONER.
Oh, it's his actual dish name?
Yeah,
Donor-
it's a food. Donor kebab.
Oh.
Didn't know that.
Or doner. It's like a German or Turkish thing.
Anyways,
I hate how like I don't know, the worst thing about the situation to me is like there's so many leaks of his DMs or whatever, and it's crazy how open he is about like not giving a fuck, and the only thing that he sees wrong with the situation is that he got caught.
Yeah,
It
I'm
just
pretty
pisses me
sure. Yeah. Like
yeah, he's not.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's like
Go ahead.
it's to be ignorant is one thing, right? But as a CEO, you should be knowledgeable that you're ignorant of certain matters, and you would dive into those matters to learn about that, right? So my biggest confusion is like, if these big, huge matters were like not known to him, like why did he not get information on it? He keeps saying like, oh, there's too many moving parts. There's so many things going on. But as CEO, the collateral's gone, right? How do you lose the collateral and say it's negligence? That just doesn't make sense to me. He's clearly covering up, in my opinion.
Yep.
Because you can't just say, "Oh, I lost $8 billion because I didn't know what's going on." That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing as an exchange is to have collateral, and you don't know what happened. That's just big red flag.
There's actually this.
Go ahead.
I'll just say there's this like internet detective called CoffeeZilla, and basically he like snuck into, because SBF was doing these live streams on Twitter, like these Twitter Spaces, which what was that app that came out during the pandemic that was like, oh, Clubhouse. It's basically like Twitter Spaces is basically like a clone of Clubhouse that basically killed Clubhouse. But anyways, he joined these Twitter Spaces randomly, and everyone knows who he is. So they're like, let him ask the questions because he's done the most research. He's had like insiders from Alameda talk to him, things of that nature.
He knows which questions to ask. Sorry, go.
What'd you say?
He knows which questions to ask. Like
exactly, he knows what questions to ask because a lot of these. There's this one New York Times reporter, Andrew Ross Sorkin, I think is his name, and he just asked Sam like multiple softball questions. He didn't do anything hard hitting. He didn't do any like poignant follow-ups. And it was very frustrating. So CoffeeZilla got in here into the Twitter space and he asked, okay, Sam, listen, we've been talking to Alameda insiders and we know for a fact that on the main dashboard that, he looked at as the CEO, it had like the balance of the stub account that Alameda used. Like it was on the FTX balance sheet, right? So he knew exactly what it was. And there's insiders that worked with him that know that he knew what it was. So at this point, he really can't deny the fact that he knew what was going on in his establishment. And I think it's such a large sum of money. Like $8 billion is not only a lot for one exchange to have, but it's a lot in like all of crypto. That's, the market cap has shrunken to like below $1 trillion, I think, or something like that, right? Of like all of crypto. And even within that, a lot of that market cap is in illiquid coins as well. So that's the whole thing about this like mark to market pricing of crypto. Crypto is extremely illiquid outside of like the top, I would just say like the top 5, like outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, USDT, like it's not very liquid after that. Even like something like Solana, some of these whales could easily tank the price if they wanted to, because it's the fact that there isn't a lot of volume, but also there's extremely high concentration. So a lot of these crypto whales will have such a significant portion of the floating tokens, and that's why FTT failed. That's why Serum failed, because FTX owned all of them and dumped them, and I guess Binance dumped them as well. So yeah, I don't think SBF has an out here. Like he's just straight up lying his way out, and I think the Democrats are going to eat it up and give him a free pass and basically say, They'll probably say like, you can't build a company for the next 5 years or something like
Right.
that.
So-
Like kitty gloves treatment.
How did he respond to that question?
He just said, "I don't know."
Yeah, he just said, I don't know.
Really?
He just dodged all of the questions still, even with CoffeeZilla like hammering him. Actually, it was really suspicious because CoffeeZilla, so there was 2 calls that CoffeeZilla was able to like sneak his way into, right? The first one, CoffeeZilla joins in, starts asking like the real questions, and suddenly the guy that's moderating it is like, "Oh, I just got a DM that Sam has to leave." Like literally like 2 minutes into CoffeeZilla starting to ask questions, which was extremely suspicious. It's very clear that SBF knows that CoffeeZilla is going to ask those hard-hitting questions, right? Then there's a second one where he had like, 20 or so minutes, 15 minutes maybe, of like hard-hitting questions. And there was like more details that were leaked out. We kind of got a big picture of like what SDF's like daily life was like according to him, like how much he knew about the bank account, how the bank account got started, that like, the stub account, things of that nature. But I think it's just a lot of misdirection and fraud, to be quite frank.
Yeah. Like, who do you think he's convincing? Like, I feel like general sentiment for crypto Twitter is lock him up, but I don't know who he's fooling. Like, he has to be fooling.
He's fooling the politicians. I can tell you that right now.
Well, he's not fooling them, but he's giving the courts a reason to side with him. He's like allowing for a case to like make sense in the books.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's making a narrative. Like he's literally creating a narrative that doesn't match any of like common sense. But I think he just has the resources to pull it off. Both of his parents are lawyers. He's very well connected.
One is at Stanford, right? One is a professor at Stanford.
Both are professors at Stanford.
What I find
God.
weird is like, why is his dad involved in his company? That shit's so weird. Like, why is he going in a I mean, it's not that weird.
They're also buying property in Bahamas too.
His last name is Bankman.
Yeah, but like, why is his dad like negotiating on his behalf? It's so weird. Like,
Yeah, it is weird.
if you're the CEO and you're like, FTX is your brainchild and you're in the media as this like genius that everyone's, worshiping, why are you not the center of it? You know what I mean?
Like handle your own business, like
Yeah,
grow up
exactly.
type stuff.
And-
No, I
and
get that.
It just kind of shows the cracks in the whole narrative because like you have your dad attending meetings for you and like talking to people. It's kind of, I don't know the exact context, but like it's kind of what I just heard.
It's very cringe, especially since like this wasn't even his area of law expertise, I don't think. I think it also like a lot of conspiracies are coming up where it's like, oh, SBS parents know Gary Gensler and like all these other like people in the government. And like Henry mentioned, like their parents were buying, like he was funneling money to his parents and his parents were buying property in the Bahamas. I feel like they're just like, I mean, SBF loaned himself $1 billion, right? So I think that the parents got their juicy cut, and that's our money essentially. That's the FTX depositor money that he was loaning to himself, which is illegal. You can't do that.
That's such a shame because these guys are already rich. They already have money. So is this really a matter of greed? If it's really that, that's such a shame.
It's just greed, straight up. Because we know now that the effective altruism was just a grift, just a front. He said all that stuff just because
Earn to give my ass. Like, what does that even mean, bro?
It means nothing at all.
Say he was donating 99% of his net worth, bro.
This shit is a scam like veganism.
But now you're being flagrant. Here we go. Whoa, we got him off.
Wait, does that mess with the recording? Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry to the audience. He will be back. He has to recoup from that flame. Yeah, it's just crazy seeing this happen. Especially we have like other CEOs like literally like mocking him, like Elon Musk literally saying he's like a bronze and he's shit. That's just so crazy to me. And even Elon had the DMs between him, SBF, and Elon, like the DMs were leaked. So basically, like, I think SBF was trying to have a stake in Twitter, the Twitter purchase, so he can have like somehow integrate crypto with it. And Elon was like, I don't believe you have that much liquid cash to help, or something like that. And he did it. Right? You there?
Yeah. Wait, where's Ronald?
Did he actually? He's not here?
I don't know. I'm just playing Pokemon Go.
No way you are.
I am. In fact, I just used close combat on a 1464 CP Obstagoon.
Does your apartment have like a Pokestop?
Yeah, but they made it so that you don't even you don't even need Pokestops to play anymore. You can just play online. Like just play from home.
How? Like spoofing the location?
No, all of the COVID updates. Like you don't have to go anywhere. You can all play from the comfort of your home.
Do you think they're gonna roll that back after?
No. You can even have like remote raid passes, which I think is pretty cool because like I was always slacking on those. And it's hard to like get in proximity of a gym.
Do you think like Pokemon is Pokemon Go like still getting you soft. Bro, you soft.
Bro, my computer died.
Nah.
Oh, yeah?
I swear.
Oh, you
yeah?
actually died?
Yeah, I swear it just died. It was just really weird timing because it was right after you said the veganism stuff. But my computer's literally at 1% right now. Like it's charging.
Oh my god. Wow, what a coincidence. But we're talking about Sam's playing Pokemon Go while we're
Hey, but you said on soft?
No, I was joking.
Hey, watch
Then you-
yourself, bro.
No,
Only soft is that
Hey, don't play me like that.
No,
bro.
don't say that.
Schweener.
Don't say okay. I think Screener's
Yo,
Schmeat, bro.
okay. This
Just
podcast
kidding.
is
It's far from
definitely gonna have
soft.
some
It's
editing.
far from soft. It's very hard.
bro, y'all are adding to
No, you're making this even harder to.
making it
to-
hard for him, bro. Stop it.
All right.
The
Anyway,
only thing hard is
my question is,
sorry.
my question is, do you think
Yeah.
Pokemon Go is gonna stay? Like, do you think it's getting users, like new users?
Bro, I'm playing that
Oh,
shit.
People
till
do
the
play.
cows
I
come
still
home.
I see people like walking around with it still. I just think it's
More niche.
dead now. Like no one's. I don't think there's new users joining it. It's just people that are like hyper addicted to it are gonna keep playing it.
Yeah.
But their fan base is very loyal and they're probably making a lot of money off of it because those are the fans that are most likely to like spend money on in-app purchases.
That makes sense. Well, I feel like Pokemon Go would be like a game where you can like easily implement NFTs, right?
Very easily. Yeah.
Okay, but if you want to implement NFTs, why don't you just do it in GTA?
Oh,
do
why
that too.
so?
Have I talked about this before?
No.
I can't remember, but when I was in Portugal, met a dude that floated this idea to me. He was like, all this like NFT gaming bullshit is like, it's literally just to get investments. It's kind of all bullshit. Like, why would anyone choose to play a blockchain game that they wouldn't even play like off chain? And the only real case for NFT gaming is like something like GTA, where
No, what did
Imagine-
that come out of your? What's
Huh?
something came out of his mouth? What was that?
I don't know.
Keep going. Sorry.
Imagine like Porsche signing a deal with Rockstar Games, and if you buy a Porsche, that's the
It's
only way you
Porsche.
can have a
Yeah,
Porsche
stop. It's
in
Porsche.
game.
It's Porsche.
All right, listen.
Let him speak.
Sorry.
Shut up. Sorry. But yeah, imagine like having a Porsche in game and like flexing that, because the only way to have it in game is if you have it in real life.
It's kind
And
of like
also-
skins, basically, right?
Yeah, and
Like
it has
having
a use
Porsche,
case.
like a Porsche.
has-
in-game.
it has a-
Yeah, I got you.
It has a use it has a use case, because what if I want a really fast car that I can only get by buying something in real life?
That makes sense.
Yeah. You look like Squidward.
What was that? Is that like a bell pepper?
Wait, leave all this in. But yeah, I'm listening, and I think that makes a lot of sense because like once there's in-app utility for it, and like it's a very popular app where it's like very competitive, people are gonna be willing to like, or people are gonna be wanting to like have an NFT that proves that only they can have that thing and like corresponds to the real world assets. I think I'm not even looking at it at gaming as much. I think NFTs can do a lot of stuff for like the legal space. Like you can have NFT like shares of a company. You can have NFT like option contracts. You can have NFT real estate. You can have I don't know. It just adds like a level of liquidity to modern day. gaming.
Anything that's one-to-one, basically, right?
That's an interesting point, because everyone always talks about like, oh, what's the point of NFTs if it's literally just like it links to a picture on some off-chain
Yeah.
server. Like, but I think the idea that people don't understand is ownership is more important than that. Because
Yep.
like if the ownership is recognized by the government, then somehow NFTs become, suddenly important because,
Mhm.
for example, if the deed to your house is like an NFT, then and the government cares about your NFT, then whoever has the NFT has the rights to your house. So
Yeah, I think it. Yeah,
Imagine you put your house on FTX.
actually no, yeah, that's a good point because imagine your house gets like stolen on a hot wallet or something. Based
that's crazy.
Imagine you lost a house on your birthday from the Ichi collapse.
from the what collapse?
You
Ichi.
said Ichi. This is a self docs.
Is it?
Do you want to talk about that?
No, I don't. No further comments.
All right. We'll let the viewers and listeners
They'll have to just
leave it to
wonder
their imagination.
about the story. Yeah, the story will come up in the future.
Reality Kings.
Dude, I'm sorry, guys. I did not. Dude,
No, when you said that, I was like, wait, I heard of one called DraftKings. Like, what is this one?
Bro,
It sounded like vaguely familiar though.
it's
So
like
I was
a sister site. No, I busted plenty of nuts watching Reality Kings.
Okay,
I
are we
don't-
leaving? Are we leaving the reality king segment in?
We have to.
Like, are we leaving like the what you just said in?
We should have a like a reaction video where we all get together like a round table and watch the Reality Kings
Nah,
video.
stop.
No, we're not doing that.
That's too far, bro.
That's too far.
Okay, what's the next topic? We need to move on from FTX.
Oh yeah.
I think they might make gay videos too.
Bro, we're adding that part.
Sorry.
yeah,
Sorry. We can bleep that. We can bleep that.
Okay. Okay, this one's gonna be a little busier. This podcast is gonna be it will be a little more busier to edit, but it's fine. That's fine. There's more content. That means there's more content. Anyway, more next topic. Let's talk about
I went on a date last night.
Oh,
talk about that. Yeah, that's
The guy
content.
ghosted.
No
no way.
It's okay though. I'm not hurt or anything. But yeah, Ronald
Yo,
knows the story.
give the full backstory, please. Not the full backstory, but like, give a little context.
Well, oh boy, I don't know how much I can share because some of it is like, I guess the root of the story is like pretty identifiable, because something happened that doesn't really happen to people. Like something happened to her, which is like the reason that we couldn't hang out for like 2 weeks. So we were basically texting for like 2 weeks, and so finally we can hang out, and we go to a ramen place, and it's cool. Like, we're just talking. I think we're just like different people, different personalities. The vibe isn't there, even though we like a lot of the same things. I think we kind of like convinced ourselves that it would be cool, but that's life. You talk to people.
So how did you get ghosted?
Well, after we went home, she basically texted me. She was like, "Oh, like thank you for coming all the way to come see me. Sorry if I seemed a little low energy. I was just super tired. Whatever. Hope you get home safe." And I responded like, "Yeah, I had fun. Hopefully we can hang out again." And she didn't respond to that. So I was like, "Oh." The only thing I added to that was, "Hopefully we can hang out again." So it looks like she doesn't want to hang out, which is fine.
How long has it been since you said that?
That was last night, so like 24 hours. But yeah, I mean, it's chill. It is cool.
Did you enjoy your time at the very least?
I think I enjoyed it in like a friendly way.
That's
I
cool.
know from what I'm saying, it sounds like, because I started out saying, "Oh, we just didn't vibe, like we're different," and then I said she ghosted me. But really, like the reason I said we should hang out again, because I was like, well, I think I was still grateful for the fact that I had like something to do on a Sunday, which I don't usually have. I don't usually go anywhere on weekends. And so I was like, oh, like, I just made a new friend in the city. And that can be like a doorway, you know, like, or like a gateway to meeting more people. And so that's what I was trying to kind of go for. But sorry, what was your question?
Oh, I was just like, did you enjoy it?
Oh, yeah, I think I did. I mean, you know,
Yeah, I think that's what matters the most. That
probably
you,
it would probably beat just like sitting at home. I don't know that I would have been like, I don't know that I enjoyed it more because I was with her. I feel like I would have probably had more fun if it was like one of you guys or like another friend or something.
dang, bro,
Um,
we'll pull up. We will pull up.
It was just because like you know, because if you're on a date, you're like kind of focused on how the other person feels.
You can't
And
enjoy the
And what
moment.
makes you think we wouldn't be on a date if I were there?
pucker up right now, then
Which lips?
you're asking.
bro. Oh my god, we're keeping that in.
No, edit that out. Edit
We're
that out.
keeping that in. This is good. That's content.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
I don't know. Yeah, so that's
Keep that in,
interesting.
keep that in.
But also like, you know, like I'm not trying to sound like an incel here, but I don't get too much action, so I was just happy to be on the date. To be honest,
bro, you do.
Wait, low key? Yeah, you definitely.
Yeah,
are
you definitely
not.
nah,
I
I
would.
Bro,
definitely
like
do
you,
not.
dude, I think compared to the average, you're doing a lot
Definitely,
better.
yeah, definitely. No
Wait,
doubt.
wait. How much dates does the average person go on? Because I haven't been on many.
Like
The
zero,
average,
bro.
the average male our age is a virgin. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, no, that's not true. Not
No,
average, but like 25%.
Something like that, like a large percent.
I saw a thing that was like the number of men under 30 that are virgins is like alarmingly high now. Like the rate is like,
Because we're in the metaverse now.
yeah, we're fucking in the metaverse.
You want to know? I think the real reason is
What is it?
it's because Obama.
Whoa.
Obama,
Whoa, let's hear it out. Let's hear it out.
I just
Obama.
think Obama's energy was off. Like he kind of ruined the world for men.
Minnesota.
Whoa.
Like it started with his
Bro,
wife.
Tyler, Sam, are you not?
It started with his wife, bro. His wife.
Minnesota,
Replace
bro.
all the-
Michelle is so bad.
No,
That's
let
not
him
what I-
finish. Let him finish. Let him
that's not where I was
finish.
going. I was gonna say-
Finish with the Obama thing. Keep
His
going.
wife replaced all the chips and soda in the
Oh,
school vending machine.
oh, I remember that shit, dude.
And I think it
that,
just took away men's confidence.
that caused an uproar. But you know what?
But soda is
It
so
didn't
bad for
fix
you. How does that
anything.
do it? Yeah, that didn't.
It didn't fix anything.
Yeah,
It didn't lower
do
obesity
anything. It
rates.
was-
It didn't make kids healthier. Bro, kids are fucked now. I have irritable bowel disease.
Because of Michelle Obama?
Probably just because of like school lunches. Actually,
Oh, yeah,
no.
school-
I thought
It's
you
probably
made it
just
healthier.
genetic.
Wait,
It's
wait,
probably
wait,
just
wait.
genetic. That's
We're
probably
gonna get back
lunches
onto
are-
how Obama ruined it for the male generation, but I thought Michelle Obama like helped the school lunches by making it healthier, right?
nah, definitely not. Well, I think I forgot what her policies were, but
It's just like you can't sell soda in school anymore, basically.
oh,
But I thought I never had soda in my.
No,
I
I used to.
I think it was
Really?
juice. I think juice was the worst thing.
juice. Yeah.
No.
Right.
Like high schools used to have like sodas in the vending machines. That got removed too.
Do you know, I was always wondering, so when I was in elementary school and middle school, dude, the lunches were bomb. They were like so good. Like I used
Dude,
to
Galaxy
get
Pizza?
Galaxy Pizza.
Oh
I was
my
gonna say that.
God,
Galaxy
bro.
Pizza,
The
cheese
cheese stick.
sticks.
Lots
Yeah.
of bro. Those cheese sticks tasted like ass, but they were like so good for some reason.
I love them.
They
In
were
the marinara, you just
and,
dunk them in the
marinara.
marinara, drown them in
Chicken
the marinara.
fajitas.
sauce.
Chicken fajitas.
No, I don't know about that.
Wait. I don't even remember that.
I got chicken fajitas in my elementary school.
My favorite was the watermelon, bro. That shit was bussin'.
Why did I laugh?
Yeah.
Clip that.
What else? Wait, I'm trying to remember what all the school lunches
You
were.
need all the
No,
racist.
dude, and
racist
dude,
faces.
middle school. Remember middle school? We used to get the Sergeant Pepper sausages.
No,
Bro,
Like,
I
a
never had one of
foot-long
those.
sausage, dude. Yes.
I saw it.
Dude,
but
I
I
used to
never
bring my
had one.
lunch, low key.
Huh?
I used to bring my lunch, low key. So I don't really know.
Dude, I used to
Dude.
be. My parents like kind of traumatized me. So I used to literally only eat chef salad.
Dude, the chef
Every
salad
day.
was busting though.
Or what's chef salad? What's
Well,
chef salad?
okay,
Tell me.
it was, but when you eat it every day, out
Yeah,
of
every
like
day is-
being
That's
scared
crazy.
for your health. Like
Chef
one time they
salad.
brought free Sonic for everyone, and I turned that shit down because I was like, oh no, like I'm good,
That is crazy.
and I just went hungry.
I used to get chef salad like every other Friday because it was like you get the salad like basic like lettuce or something.
Yeah.
Then you get a cup of like cheese, whatever the type of cheese that was. That cheese was busting.
Yeah, it was like the
Then-
orange and white one mixed in, right?
Yes.
Cardboard.
Then the ham that they had, the little sliced ham, like the cubed ham, that was
Oh yeah,
busting.
yeah.
And they would give you ranch and a boiled egg, and that the salad was just
And the little croutons or whatever,
Yep,
or
yeah,
like
croutons.
chips, or what was
Awesome.
it? Crackers. Sorry, crackers. And you can
Yeah,
like
yeah,
donate
yeah.
your crackers to the nurse's office to help kids with like stomach aches. That shit doesn't do anything though.
No, I never did that. I used to eat lunch by myself, so I was too savage to care about anyone else.
Based.
Oh yeah, chef salad. I'm just googling the images. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Oh my
And
god, they used to wrap
came-
it in saran wrap. They saran wrap. You had to open.
Yes,
it.
they surrounded me.
Wait. Oh, did they?
And it was in that little white carton with the like
Yeah,
red
Yeah,
crosses.
yeah.
So Michelle Obama got rid of that.
No,
No,
that was
Michelle-
healthy.
Huh?
That was healthy.
That was still there.
She got rid of what? The
The salad.
cheesesteaks, the Galaxy pizzas. What else? The Sergeant Pepper footlong sausages, dude.
You're obsessed with the footlong sausages. or
Dude,
something.
I did not expect when I went to middle school. Like, I did not expect that to be in the a la carte line. You guys
Like, it was
understand?
just too big for you. Is that the issue, or what was the issue?
No. It was like it's thick. It was thick, but like
It was
I don't know how
nice
to
and
describe
girthy.
yeah, it
It
was
was just
thick.
like too much sausage for you.
No. Like I couldn't even finish it. So sometimes what I would do is like
We
I'll
could
break.
take it all.
I take half the stick. I take half the sausage and like put it in my pocket and like eat it during gym, dude. Because it was that big.
Dude, I saw a TikTok the other day. It was like 4 dudes doing wine tasting or something. And then one of them stood up and was like, this is really good. I want to save this for later. And he pours it in his pocket,
Wait,
like
wine?
the glass.
But that reminds me of this Nelk video that's like the Nelk boys go to, I think it's like Italy or something, and they do a wine testing and they just like break everything.
Wait, like the people, the like the restaurant, they didn't know what was going on.
They didn't know what was going on, but it was like a full table full of like glass plates and glass cups, and then Steve just jumps on it and like cuts himself because there's like glass everywhere. It's absurd.
Dude, yeah, that's scary. Like breaking glass. Like I saw
Yeah,
like a
I don't mess with that.
I saw a video of a guy. He like was raging, right? So he punched like a bar window, and when he pulled out, he sliced his whole arm like vertically.
Oh, I saw that video.
It was pouring. And people in the comments like, I'm not. If we had Alvin in this, he would definitely give us more insight. He's a nurse, but like,
Bro, hot
And then-
take. Wait,
Yeah.
sorry. Keep going. I'm gonna cut it
yeah.
after.
I'll finish it. Really quick. Basically, people were in the comments saying like he was probably gonna die if he didn't get medical treatment in like 15 minutes,
Yeah,
or if he didn't tie a tourniquet or something.
that's the
They go
suicide method right there, cutting your wrists and stuff.
vertically. Yeah. It's game over.
How do you know it's vertically?
Because like people in the comments were saying because when he pulled out that like that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because you like tried it or something, but never mind. Okay, Tyler.
Yo. Okay.
Um,
No. Keep going.
Hot take. Sorry, I'm gonna bash on Alvin for a second, but I think we give him way too much credit for being a healthcare professional, bro. Being a nurse does not mean you know everything, bro. Because no, listen, this is warranted, okay? Alvin has told me some dumb shit in the past, bro. He told me that
explain
HIV
yourself.
can be transmitted through like kitchen utensils, bro. That shit is not true.
Wait, he said what?
He said HIV can be transmitted through kitchen utensils.
No, it's not true. That's straight.
Wait,
up.
have you like told him that that's not true? Like, what did
No,
you say?
he knows. He found out afterwards. But here's the
Was he,
thing,
like
like
stubborn about it or something?
no, but it's just like we give nurses like so much credit because they don't do.
Oh, that's facts. That
they
is
only
facts.
like the thing is like nurses work in a very specific area, and
Uh-huh.
we can't expect them to like know everything. But we think they know everything because we don't know how like nursing school actually is. But
it's very specialized. What you're saying. Like,
yeah.
Nurses have medical knowledge, but it's usually confined within one specific type, and they can't be expected to know every other type of medicine. So yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for giving the PC statement.
I will say,
Because that was wild. You started swinging, bro.
wait, what?
You came out here like the way you said it made it sound like nurses don't know shit. Like nurses are not knowledgeable about anything. So I had to
But like
defend
specific
that.
knowledge they don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So, the chick that I saw last night, she's also a nurse. I won't say which kind because that's too revealing. But there's definitely a lot of things that she doesn't know, and that was very obvious.
Oh,
So,
No, like that makes sense. Because when I had my ulcer, like they were trying to give me like a reason why the ulcer occurred. They gave me like H. pylori test. Usually, if you have H. pylori, that'll induce an ulcer. Or they basically did a lot of screening, blood testing, which costs a lot of money. Thankfully, I had health insurance, but basically, they even sent me to a specialist for like digestive system, the upper area, and even he had no answer. And I was literally in that hospital for like 5 hours, just like sitting there, and I had exams too. So basically, I was in the hospital for like a whole month, and they came out with no reason or no conclusive like conclusion to why I had an ulcer. And when my uncle, who's like a surgeon in Taiwan, when I told him that, basically he did tell me like, yeah, a lot of doctors honestly don't know a lot of information, and that's not necessarily a bad thing either, because yeah, there's just like, not everyone knows everything basically. Like there's still a lot of research being done.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to us as like non-doctors, like health practitioners, is like maybe give doctors, like don't give them too much credit, don't put them on a pedestal. Like definitely, because I've seen so many cases where not too many, but these are anecdotal, but I've seen like cases where doctors will just wave off people's like health concerns because like they were confident that it's not this. Like on Reddit, I've seen cases where this guy thought he had like he thought he had a what's it called, skin cancer, but like one doctor said initially he waved it off as a mole, but he went to a second doctor, it turned out to be skin cancer.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
Yeah, I literally know a friend who was dating a girl, and her mom had like some kind of, I forgot cancer of what, but like some kind of advanced cancer. And then the first doctor she went to was like, oh yeah, it's definitely not cancer. And the second doctor she went to was like, it's definitely cancer. So, and it was like advanced cancer too, like stage 4 or something. So
Jeez.
It kind of reminds me of the Punnett square, basically, right? Like, is it the Punnett square? Like false negatives, like that stuff. Is that the Punnett square?
No, that's not. That's not.
Dude, I'm saying all the wrong stuff today.
That's like Bayes' theorem.
Bayes' theorem. Thank you. Like the false negative. Like, it's before I succumb to turning off my camera because I've been saying a lot of wrong stuff lately. But basically, it's kind of like
don't turn.
no, I can't. Like, okay, I'll own up to it. But basically, it's more dangerous to have like basically false positive, right? Is that what it is?
No, it's worse to have a false negative.
False negative. Yeah, there we go.
Because that means they have it, but they're not. It's not detected.
I know a lot about false positives. No comment after that. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Yeah, we know. That was a dark time.
Dark time.
Bro, how do you get a false positive HIV test, bro? What
Okay,
do you know what the
just-
odds of that shit is? Do you know what the odds of that is? No, I can say it because I don't have it.
Tell the statistic.
Okay, so I got an HIV test. Okay, listen. I just got a complete STD screen, just out of precaution. Like it's not like
That's
I
okay.
thought I had anything, but just sexual health. Want to be safe.
You thought it was. Wait, didn't you think it was transmitted through like silverware or something?
No. This is what Alvin said.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I was making an allusion to that.
So this is where that conversation came up, by the way, because I consulted him as my source of medical knowledge. Turns out he's not that reliable as a source of general medical knowledge. I'm not bashing him or anything, but like, I think
You can get it transmitted.
What?
Hey, yo, not
Yo,
wait, we had to put
what?
that. Wait, that's too specific of a reference. Wait. No.
Okay,
I won't let that stay in. I will not let that stay in.
You did not say it.
I'm gonna make sure that gets bleeped out. This
cut it
happened at 11:19 p.m.
Let me jot that down. That's
I'm gonna make sure that
1
gets
hour
bleeped out.
19.
They
You
cannot
did
say
not say that. You did not say that.
So bro, I will say I have never looked at it the same.
Wait, your wiener?
No.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, listen. So this is what happened.
Here, yeah,
This is what happened. So I wanted to get a general STD test.
Yeah.
I wasn't like concerned about anything specific. Didn't think I had anything. So I got tested for like everything under the sun. And basically at the same time, that was like during a general checkup, and I just took the opportunity to get like the STD test on the side. So I got like a bunch of other tests for my regular, like my vitamin levels and whatever, like my lipid panels, like whatever. And so I had a question about one of them, and so called my doctor. Well, I sent a message to my doctor through like the app or whatever, and so my doctor responded, and I sent another message to my doctor. I sent like a question. And then my doctor called me, and I was like, "Oh, like she probably just thinks it's easier to explain over the phone." And then I expect her to like ask. So she starts off by saying, "Hey, do you have time to like talk about your results?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like it's about like my question, right?" And she was like, "So your STD test came back, everything was negative. But before I released everything, I just wanted to say your HIV screen did come back positive." And she had like this super like,
oh no,
really like, what's it
she
called?
did a sorry voice.
Yeah. So
empathizing
she
voice.
was like very like sympathetic. I mean, but it was nice because she kind of calmed me down. But like when she said, "So your HIV," like when I heard HIV in that context, I was like, "Oh," and I heard that sound that's like, you know what I mean? Like that TikTok sound.
deflated.
That shit went on in my head, and I started like tunnel visioning. Like shit was crazy. And so she told me my screen was positive, my antibody test was negative. And she was like, "So it's probably a false positive. I just wanted to let you know, and we're gonna wait on the PCR test. And we don't know if you actually have it." Dog, are you trying to kill a fly?
Yeah, keep going. My bad. Keep going.
I don't know. You're good. And so that next week, I was waiting for the PCR test result was hell. I was like staying up until 9 a.m. every day to try and catch the result, first thing in the morning. But sucks is my doctor also was out of the office after that. And she had another doctor filling in for her. And then that doctor was also out on the day that I was supposed to get my result. So I had to wait an extra day. And at some point I messaged the nurse. I was like, "Hey, are my results ready?" And the nurse was like, "Oh yeah, it's ready." And I was like, "Well, can you tell me what it is?" And she was like, "No, only the doctor can say." And when she said that, I was like, "Oh fuck, like it's definitely negative because they have to call me to give me like bad news, right?" But then I looked it up. I was like, "Oh no, it's just like nurses literally aren't allowed to give you like your information. It has to be they aren't allowed to interpret tests. It has to be a doctor." So next morning, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., doctor messages me. It's negative. Big sigh of relief. And I looked it up. The chances of a false positive HIV test is like 0.04% or something like that. Like something crazy. It's like 4 out of 1,000
why did
or something.
The doctor say it's like most likely going to be a false, like it's most likely?
Because the antibody test was negative. So either it indicates an early HIV infection or a false positive. The problem was that I was getting tested for either an early, the concern was that because this was a recent experience, I won't say, I won't give too much detail, but like it was a valid concern to have like an early infection, I guess. Because I was someone I was seeing at the time, it was recent at that point. So it would have been either early or I didn't have anything at all. So I was like, fuck, and so, yeah, I started doing all this kind of crazy research. I was like, "Oh, what's the incubation period of HIV? Like what, like all this crazy shit." And glad I had friends to kind of like talk me through that because that was a tough time. But yeah, no, that shit's crazy. And to think that you can get a false negative on that shit. I think it's a lot lower incidence rate.
Yeah, they make sure that a false negative is like almost impossible. Yeah. That's really bad.
Yep.
But BBAF here, we only take W's. So
I just hella overshared, bro. Might have to cut some of that out.
We're all in.
Might have to cut some of that out. I don't want to be stigmatized.
No.
I don't want someone to not let their kids around me. You know what I'm saying?
How would you be stigmatized if you don't have it?
Well, I don't know. People can infer about my activities.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
Is it a good time?
Huh?
But yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. Any closing statements? Any closing thoughts? as we enter the closing time?
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's a pleasure doing these podcasts with you. We're at our
100%.
third week and we're going strong. We haven't missed a single week yet. I think we're gonna straight up like do 52 weeks in a row because bro, media is at the tip of the leverage hierarchy, according to Naval Ravikant. And I think once we have that, we're golden.
Yeah.
BBAF
Dude, it might be beneficial to also do y'all's individual channels too, maybe if y'all.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start that up. I'm definitely gonna link Vegetas in with BBAF as well. I just like whenever I'm up at like 3 a.m. on like 6 cups of coffee, I just have like all these Vegetas video ideas. So I'm gonna start that up.
What was this math that you invented that one time?
Oh yeah, I forgot what that was. But
recursive combinatorics or something.
Something like that. I forgot how it works. I was like, this doesn't exist yet. But I don't even remember what like the use case was for it.
I think you recorded yourself, right?
I think so. I think I recorded a voice audio, but yeah. It's probably nothing. It's probably already exists, but when you're off of bean, you're off of bean, you know what I'm saying? And by bean, I'm talking about coffee.
Coffee bean. Caffeine is the only
drug I take.
Yeah, drugs we take, yeah.
Yes.
Black tar heroin.
Alcohol, but what?
No,
you say you like my hairline?
Black tar heroin.
Oh, you did get a lineup. I see the lineup.
Oh, not black tar heroin. I do coffee, and I am above the age of 21. I do black coffee. Sometimes I'll add a little.
Wait, you're still
milk. I'm above 21, so I can legally drink alcohol in the United States, and I do consume alcohol from time to time. Maybe like a glass of wine with dinner on a Friday evening.
No, I was going to mention Mormons can't drink coffee, but we'll leave that to another topic for another discussion. I did not know that till recently.
Mormonism is a very interesting religion, and I think we should talk about religions and slander some of them.
No.
Do you guys know what?
Specifically.
Do you guys know what? What's the word? Soaking. Do you know what soaking is?
No.
Yeah, I know about soaking.
No, bro, I didn't know that was a thing.
Can we
I found out about that like a couple weeks ago.
Bro, Mitt Romney does that. He used to do that.
Is that's a Mormon thing?
That's a Mormon thing. Yeah.
Bro, do you nut though? Like,
yeah.
How does that work? You nut from soaking?
So basically, you don't move. That's what I understand. Like, you don't move, but it's in.
What I heard is someone jumps on the bed to simulate the thrust.
Yeah, there's a third person.
What the fuck?
And he's like literally moving.
There's no way that's real. I need to see this in action.
It's real, bro. It's real.
Is there a video of that online somewhere that I can watch for research purposes?
If it's posted online, then it's game over.
By Reality Kings.
Yo,
killing me, bro.
You just dropped the bomb.
Dude, soaking. What the fuck? Is that Amish or is it Mormon?
Mormon.
Or both.
I don't know what Amish is. Is that Amish also a religion? Like,
I think Amish might actually do it too.
I thought it was. I looked it up. I thought it was like Amish practice or something.
It might be Amish.
I totally forgot Amish people existed.
They're both
Amish people are very interesting as well because why did they specifically? No, but why did they specifically pick like the 1800s as the period of time where they could like copy the technology, right?
Oh,
because like if they picked like the time that Jesus was alive, then it would have been like they wouldn't be allowed to use like horse-drawn carriages. I don't think they wouldn't be allowed to like build barns and like build like machines for processing vegetables and stuff like that. But they have all of that stuff. It's very weird that they picked specifically like 1800. I think.
Have you guys seen? I saw a YouTube video of like a whole Amish community carrying a building.
Oh yeah, I've seen that with the barns. Yeah,
that shit is so cool. I think it speaks to like the sense of community that they have and like selflessness.
Yeah,
I think it's a nice callback to our conversation about Japanese
it's good
anti-individualism. I don't know if that's the right term to explain that actually.
I don't even know if that's a good thing.
What?
I don't even know if that's a good trait to have as a nation. I think that might just because I'm biased as an American. We're like,
no, I think as an American, I think individualism is more. I value
individualism is like the defining characteristic of Americans. Usually, I think it's changing now.
I don't know. I think it leads to a lot of ego. And
no, but I think ego is necessary. I think ego is necessary.
Yeah, but how many people have you met? All right, I'm gonna be self-hating for a little bit, bro. Americans are fucking insufferable.
Dude, how many world wars?
That's very European. That's very European to say.
Dude, I was born and raised here. I just
I
hate,
know, but
hate
Hey,
it here.
listen. How many world wars has Japan won?
Dude, they were so close. If
they
only.
weren't. They were not close.
Bro,
Pearl Harbor was
honestly, bro, they were
Yeah.
dominating the Pacific. You can't tell me otherwise.
because they did the first shot. They shot the first shot because
Yeah,
they
true,
knew
true.
if they couldn't take America's first shot, which is a nuke to the face, probably.
Also, I want to say that was not an anti-Semitic remark. I'm literally Jewish. If anyone's allowed to like offend Jews, it's me. What are y'all doing being upset on my behalf about Kanye, bro? I will listen to the dude until I
No.
fucking die.
Stop.
Kanye is DEFCON red. We cannot talk about
Bro,
Kanye.
Kanye can murder my whole family. I will still listen to The Life of Pablo with a smile on my face. I swear to God.
That's crazy.
No. Kanye cannot be discussed on the
That's absurd.
BBAF podcast. He's DEFCON red until he goes to DEFCON yellow. Maybe you can discuss. Like I don't
No,
know.
I think
Not three,
I
I'm
think
Jews.
Kanye is just lame. Like he's
Elon
not.
gave him so many chances.
He's not cool. He's nothing. He's nobody. He's a
30 hours.
old angry grandpa. He's filled his like inner circle with losers. Got Milo Yiannopoulos. You got Nick Fuentes. You got Sneeko. Like there's never
Nick
been.
Fuentes is in
Wait,
his group.
Sneeko's in his circle?
Yes.
How did I not know this?
I didn't know
Sneeko.
Nick Fuentes was in his group. What the-
Sneeko was in that one video he recorded at that warehouse, right? Nick Fuentes is a self-avowed Nazi. He is like not the campaign manager. That's Milo Yiannopoulos, who got fired from Breitbart for basically promoting pedophilia. And Nick Fuentes at the Charlottesville Unite the Right, rally where they're like, Jews will not replace us, and had the tiki torches and that whole thing. And then Sneeko is famously like a cuck, literally.
Henry looks at the camera when I said, you gotta bleep that out, please.
We're gonna bleep that out, but we're gonna leave the video there.
The what?
We're gonna leave the video.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Just put a bleep sound.
Wait, what did you say?
No. Don't repeat it. Don't repeat it. No. All right, we can talk about
I'm gonna
Kanye
get
next
canceled.
podcast. No. This podcast is gonna be too long. This is gonna be too long to edit.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
All right.
Let's wrap it up here.
We
Let's wrap it
need
up,
to
let's wrap
add
it
a disclaimer that says everything out of pocket we say is a joke and should not be considered by the FBI to investigate cases.
Okay, we'll definitely add like a AI text to voice to do that for us.
Logan,
Okay, let's wrap it up. Sam, Ronald and I, we did discuss like in the future we're thinking about like sharing this Google Hangouts link publicly and then have random people join and we'll just let them in.
literally.
No.
anyone.
Yes.
No. Discord would be so much more organized where we
Oh,
can
stop
drag
the
you in.
stop the recording.
Oh.
Guys, this is the end of podcast 3. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
All right, we can
Yeah,
just discuss from here. Yeah.